Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Let's get started. And our first one comes from Deleted. I don't know what happened. It said their account was banned for their history. No. I'm still gonna read it though. Am I the beehole for being scared by a disabled kid and not apologizing to him or his mother for being ableist? So I, mid-20s, was on a beach with my friend, mid-20s, on my day off. It was finally nice enough. While it wasn't hot enough to swim, it was nice enough to lay on the beach, drink a little, and enjoy the sun. Eventually, my friend took a nap, and I ended up putting on some headphones to listen to my audiobook. I was completely invested in my book, lying down, closing my eyes, and then I felt something slimy on my leg. I opened my eyes and screamed, unable to help myself. There was a toddler slash kids that I could only describe of looking like, well, a pug. I am not saying this to be rude, but so you understand why I screamed at his appearance kind of made me do a jump. This poor kid's eyes looked like they were bulging out of his head, and he was breathing like it took him so much effort out of him. Then after I took a look at his face, I looked at his hand on my thigh that had slimy boogers. He was essentially smearing it on me. Oh god, gross. My friend woke up and she saw who I saw, and let out a yelp too. Then the kid's mother decided to storm up to us, yelling that we're insensitive people who are ableist and no tolerance for disabled children. She said her son had Cruzon syndrome and that he deserved to be treated like a normal kid and not looked on like a monster. I tried to explain that her kid caught us off guard and indicated what he was doing with my leg. As everything happened so fast, I was barely able to register what was happening. She kept saying that we were ableist, while my friend was giving me the wipes to clean myself from her son's mess. The mother went crazy, saying, "It's not contagious. Jesus, you millennials are always acting so entitled. You won't catch what he has simply by touch." I could not hold my temper when I told her, "You want your kid to be treated normally? Fine. Tell your slimy kid to not touch random people without their permission and keep his nasty body fluids to himself." Me and my friend left while she was still going off behind our backs. Mai was still packing most of the things while the mom and I were arguing, as she was getting embarrassed that it was causing a scene. She was on my side about the screaming not being from somewhere of malevolence, but I could have been nicer to the mom, who probably struggles with her kid in public. Once I got home, I looked up the disability her son had, and I felt bad for the kid. None of it was his fault. Now I feel like I'm the beehole, so please let me know if I'm ableist slash the beehole for screaming when that poor kid came up to me. So, when I looked it up, I saw what the kid has. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, if I just woke up to someone who looked like that in front of my face, I would be shocked and probably jump because it looks really intense and eyeball things, kind of get to me. Like when people like look like their eyeballs are gonna pop out of their head, that gets under my skin. But the mom is wrong in the first place. She should be watching her child. I don't care if a person is normal or has anything with them, doesn't have anything with them. If someone is, even if it's a kid, is wiping snot on my skin, I'd want to peel the flesh off of my body because that is disgusting. I don't care who it is, adult, kid. No, just, gross. Don't, no. Watch your child. If, you know what I mean? She's going to come up to you and start drama and she's not watching her child. She's the one who messed up. She sounds like a terrible mother. She wanted to come up and have that fight, basically. Because after you told her, hey, your child that you should be watching rubbed snot on my leg and I wasn't paying attention and I just woke up to seeing your child's face. You know what I mean? That would startle anybody. So OP, no, you're not the beehole. The mother's definitely the beehole. And I feel bad for that kid. That sucks. He got dealt that hand. But no, you're not the beehole. If I was in your situation, the same thing would happen to me. I would jump after, seeing that child. Just saying. So no, you are not the beehole. And our next one comes from Dapper Elk 5738. Am I the beehole for complaining that I couldn't fit in a booth at a restaurant because of my weight? Me, a 24-year-old female, and my friends were out recently to celebrate my friend's, Sarah's, 26th birthday. For some context, I am morbidly obese. I cannot fit in booths at all. I find it hard sitting down when the tables don't move, and it's also just painful and uncomfortable anyway. My friends know this, and generally when we eat out, we get a table. However, because of the fact that it's my friend's birthday, we went to her favorite restaurant where it's mainly booths. We tried to get a table, but there weren't any, so we were sat at a booth. I found it hard to get into, and I was really pressing against my stomach, but I managed for a while. I mentioned to one of my friends that it'd be nicer if they had better seating here, and she agreed. I mentioned this a few times over the course of the night because it was hurting, and everyone agreed. I wasn't complaining much, just venting a bit. Before we were about to go home though, Sarah talked to me privately and told me that I was taking the attention away from her and her birthday by mentioning it a lot and making a big deal out of it. She said she tried to accommodate me, but it just can't always happen, and I need to take responsibility for my weight and manage it. I apologized and said okay. But she just left, and now I'm really starting to wonder if I'm the beehole for complaining. I asked my roommate about this yesterday, and she agrees, and said I was being selfish. I really wasn't trying to be ungrateful for celebrating her birthday here. I was just getting my frustrations out, and I'm obviously thankful when she accommodated me. But, am I the beehole? Should I have just dealt with it silently? Hi, OP. Yeah, I'm gonna go with you to beehole on this. There is an update, so we'll see what happens, but I'm gonna go with the beehole, because I did know someone like this, but he was a bit of a jerk. It doesn't sound like you're a jerk, but it does get annoying when someone's complaining about something that, it's gonna be mean, but you did this to yourself, you know what I mean? So people shouldn't have to accommodate you every time. That's nice that they take you into consideration when they go out, but yeah, it's the girl's dinner. She wants to eat her birthday dinner. She wants to eat where she wants to eat, you know what I mean? And OP, I'm sure you've heard this multiple times, but you gotta do something about that weight. It's really bad if you can't fit into a booth. The guy we knew couldn't fit into a booth either, and he looks like that chair was fighting for its life when he was sitting at the table in that chair. And why couldn't they have done that for you? Couldn't they have all your friends sit in the booth, and at the end of the booth you sit in the chair? I know that might be a little embarrassing because you're kind of hanging out there in the breeze, but I mean that's the only thing I can think of. There's no tables open. But I'm gonna have to say, yeah, you're the beehole because you're complaining about something that everybody knows. There's nothing they could do, and that's got to put a damper on the night when people are trying to eat and enjoy their food. But let's take a look at the update. Oh, I mean edit, not update. I really didn't expect this to get so many comments as it did, but thank you everybody for the perspective. I agree, and I'll apologize to my friend more tomorrow. Please stop offering me weight loss / advice assuming my situation or being rude to me. It's already embarrassing enough opening up like this online, letting alone 450 comments. I'm a person behind a screen too. Thank you. Yeah, that sounds like a good approach to solve this problem. Go talk to your friend. This doesn't seem like a, friend-ending situation or anything like that. Nothing cataclysmic. And I think a good talk could sort this out. And yeah, that sucks, people telling you to lose weight. I've been in that predicament too. And I already said you gotta do something about it. So I won't offer you any tips or tricks. But I'll be straight up, diets don't work. I've had, most of my family are big people. And I've seen someone in my family who I love do diets all the time, and they just don't work. What I did was basically eat a meal a day and work out. No diet. Just eat what you want for that one meal. Don't engorge yourself. And that's what I did. It's pretty simple. I don't know if that'll work for you, but OP, I feel bad for you, but still the beehole, but not like, oh, you're the beehole. Just soft beehole. Soft beehole. And our final one comes from Anxious Organism. Am I the beehole for forcing my partner to see a musical with me? My partner, a 27-year-old male, is not a fan of musicals. He's preaching to the choir, me neither. He doesn't hate them, or so much. It's just not something he would want to do. My family and I, 26-year-old female, love musicals, and they were a big part of my childhood growing up. We moved to London not that long ago, and as a going away present, my mum bought us tickets for the Back to the Future musical. That might not be too bad. Huh. This is a really nice gift, since they aren't cheap. I assumed boyfriend would be fine to go with me, but now he is refusing, saying that he would rather just stay home, and he doesn't even like musicals anyway. He argues that I could just take someone else. The issue is that I haven't been in London long, and I don't really have much friends here. I'm quite a shy person, so asking someone I don't know that well to see a show with me is a bit anxiety-inducing. Plus, it's something my mom got us, to go see together, as I had previously told her that it was one of my partner's favorite movies. I'm really annoyed at my partner for this, because the tickets have already been paid for, and I was hoping that even if he wasn't a huge musical fan, he could suck it up for me. My options are now either go by myself or not go at all, or force him to go with me, which he has complained bitterly about. Am I the beehole? Edit. Thanks for all the responses. I thought I'd give some more info. Honestly, my partner and I have a lot of shared interests, so this isn't a situation we've been in many times. However, thinking back, there have been times where I've done things with him that I wouldn't have chose to do by myself. Example, I am not a huge fan of paintball, but he loves it, and for the last 2 years for his birthday, I've gone with him. Ooh, huh. Paintball sounds really fun. There isn't anything special about the weekend in question. He just would prefer a night in instead of having to drag himself to central London to see a musical he isn't interested in. It's also about an hour to travel each way, though it isn't unusual for London. A few of you have suggested posting on Facebook to find someone to go with, which is a good idea. Though I'd still be disappointed that he couldn't make it, and I'd have to explain it to my mom. So I can help you out with this quite a bit. I am not fond of musicals. The only one I can tolerate is Sweeney Todd because my sister would play it a lot growing up. Well, when it came out, whenever it came out. Was it early 2000s? I don't know. But that's the only one I can tolerate. That's because it has the whole gothic thing going on. And I like Johnny Depp. But, like you said, you've done things with him, so that kind of doesn't help his whole case. And I think if I were in his situation, I would want to just stay at home and not do that because I'm not into musicals, I'm not into singing. I always skip the singing parts of movies that I watch or shows that I watch. There's one cartoon that's popular right now, and every episode has to have one bloody song, and I skip through it with the arrow keys every time because I do not care about the singing. But even with all of that, I probably would have sucked it up and went with you. It's a one-time thing. I doubt your mom's gonna keep buying you guys tickets to expensive musicals. You're in London, might as well take in something. Plus, it's not it's Back to the Future. I love Back to the Future, so that helps it go down a lot easier when it's something you love. So with that, OP, I'm gonna say you're not the beehole. He just needs to suck it up. I mean, how long is the play? A couple hours. He just has to sit there. Plus, it's a movie he loves. So OP, yeah, not the beehole. You gotta, I don't know, talk to him some more to try to get him to go see that because, yeah, if I were in his situation, I would just suck it up and go. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. Can you please do what I said in the beginning and like, comment, and subscribe? It will really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Velvet out.